They were young enough to believe wrong turns led to discoveries. Mara and Jonah had been dating just 3 months, long enough to know each other's favorite songs, not long enough to know how fear changed a person. On a warm Friday evening, they left the highway to chase a sunset they'd seen spilling gold over the hills. Jonah laughed as the GPS lost signal. Mara rolled down the window and let the air rush in, scented with pine and dust. The road narrowed. Asphalt gave way to gravel, then to dirt. "We should turn back," Mara said, lightly at first. "Just a bit farther," Jonah replied. "There's probably a lookout." Instead, they found a man standing in the road. He didn't step out suddenly. He was already there, hands folded behind his back, smiling as if he'd been waiting. He wore a clean white shirt, sleeves rolled carefully to his elbows, not a wrinkle out of place. Jonah slowed the car. "Car trouble?" the man asked, voice calm, friendly. Mara felt it immediately, a tightening in her chest that had nothing to do with reason. The road behind them curved sharply, boxed in by trees. Ahead, the man's eyes lingered on them, curious, almost delighted. "We're fine," Jonah said. "Just lost." "Well, that happens," the man replied. "You're quite far from anywhere." His smile never reached his eyes. The man introduced himself as Elias. He pointed down a side path barely wide enough for a car. "There's a ranger station a mile that way. No signal here. You can use my phone." Against Mara's instinct, Jonah nodded. Kindness still felt like the rule to him. The path led to a cabin tucked between trees so dense they swallowed the sky. Inside, the air smelled faintly of bleach and metal. The walls were bare, no photos, no clutter, no proof of a life. Elias offered them water in mismatched cups. Mara noticed the door behind them had no handle on the inside. Her heart began to pound. Elias watched them drink. "You know," he said casually. "People think monsters look like monsters." Jonah set his cup down. "We should go." "Yes," Elias agreed. "You should," but he didn't move. The silence stretched until it pressed against Mara's ears. Then Elias smiled wider. "I've never killed a couple before," he said, as if discussing a hobby. "I'm curious how love sounds when it breaks." Mara grabbed Jonah's hand. They ran. Elias didn't chase immediately. That terrified her more than if he had. Outside, the forest seemed to twist. Paths forked where there had been none. Behind them, footsteps began unhurried, certain. Elias spoke as he followed, his voice drifting through the trees. "Don't you see? I'm doing you a favor. Most people never know who they really are together." Jonah stumbled. Mara pulled him up. Fear stripped them raw, leaving only instinct. When Elias finally lunged, Jonah turned not to fight, but to shove Mara forward. "Run!" he shouted. The sound that followed bone, breath, something final cut through the forest. Mara ran until her lungs burned and the world blurred. She burst onto the road just as headlights appeared. A truck screeched to a halt. She collapsed, screaming, words tumbling over each other. The police found the cabin empty, clean, too clean. No sign of Elias, no sign of Jonah. Months later, Mara still avoids back roads. Still flinches at friendly smiles from strangers. Sometimes, at night, she dreams of footsteps behind her that never hurry. And sometimes, when the wind moves just right, she hears a calm voice whispering from the dark. Love always reveals itself in the end.